This is Amos again. Well, the other day, my friend the Kingfish was a little short of cash. So he and Andy stopped in at the Kingfish's bank to cash a check.
Mr. Stevens.
Yes?
I'm very sorry, but we can't cash this check.
What do you mean you can't cash this check? I got an account here. Now give me one good reason.
We can't cash it because of insufficient funds.
What do you mean insufficient funds? You got a sign out there on your front door in gold letters saying that you got $38 million surplus. You got a nerve telling me that you got insufficient funds.
Mr. Stevens, we can't honor your check because you have insufficient funds in your account. Your balance is $2.96.
That ain't so good, Kingfish. You ain't gonna get far on $2.96.
Andy, I know that me and Sapphire were pretty close to being destitute, but I didn't know that we had tooted this low. We got food to buy, rent to pay. Andy, this calls for drastic action. Drastic action. And that's about all I can tell you.
Well, I think I have enough information.
And remember, the job ain't important. Anything will do. And long hours and hard work ain't no consideration. And I don't care how tough the job is. That ain't important.
Let me make sure I have the name right. Stevens.
Yeah, Stevens, that's it. Mrs. Sapphire Stevens. Anything in the mail this morning, honey? Anything important?
I don't know. It's a letter from the Thompson Employment Agency. What would they be writing to me about?
Well, I ain't got the slightest idea.
Application for work dispatch. George, they're writing to me. They offered me a job.
Well, you don't mean to tell me.
I don't remember making no application there. Tain't a bad job, though. Day work, $8 a day. I can manage it. After all, there ain't nothing much to do around here. George, I'm going to take this job.
Good. You have my permission.
But on this job, I'm going to use my maiden name.
Your maiden name?
Yes, and I ain't going to tell you where I'm working. This time, I ain't going to have you hanging around spoiling this job for me.
Now, wait a minute, yeah.
And another thing, you ain't going to get 1 red cent of what I make. This time, while I'm working, you can shift for yourself.
But, honey, we need the money. We got bills.
George, what kind of man is you? Do you expect me to support you?
Well, honey, that is, you see, I mean, George Curly Stevens, most likely to succeed. Sapphire was right, Andy. I done wasted my entire life. Me, who had such a brilliant record in school. Look what my classmates down in Marietta, Georgia, writ about me. To our class president, old lamp of knowledge, burning bright, a beacon shining far and clear. His learning shines through darkest night to light the way for classmates there.
Boy, talk about the light that failed.
Andy, you're right. I done wasted my whole life.
Yeah. I wonder what the peoples down in Marietta thinks of you now.
Well, they don't know nothing about it, Andy. Ever since I left there, I've been writing them what a great success I is. They even written me up in the papers down there. You know, a local boy makes good. I've been deceiving them all of these years. And, Andy, it would break my heart if they ever find out what I really is. But one thing I'm thankful for, Marietta is 1,000 miles from here. And they'll never find out what a failure I really is.
Yeah. Well, Kingfish, I think the thing for you to do now is to kind of cheer yourself up and,
Hello? George Kingfish Stevens speaking.
I'll bet you don't know who this is.
No, but I'll send a check the first thing in the morning.
No, this is Sam Jackson from Marietta. You know, Sam Jackson, editor of the Marietta Chronicle.
Oh, yeah. This is a coincidence. A long-distance phone call from Marietta. Yeah, it was nice of you to call me, Sam, from way down there in Marietta. I'm still doing fine up here. Yeah.
No, George, I'm not calling from Marietta. I'm right here in New York.
New York? Yeah, New York. What's that? Oh, of course I'm glad to hear from you. I'm practically hysterical with joy. I'm so happy I knocked all the stocks and bonds off of my desk here.
Well, still doing great, huh, Curly? Fine. Say, I'm going to be up here a few days, and I'm having a party on Thursday night. And you're to be the guest of honor. Yes, sir, you and the heiress.
The heiress?
Yes, it's the talk of Marietta, George. Must be wonderful to do so well and then top it off by marrying a millionaire's daughter.
Me marry a millionaire's daughter? Oh, yeah.
Well, George, I'm over here at the Georgian Arms, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you and your wife on Thursday evening. Shall we say about 7-ish?
Yeah, that'll be fine-ish. I'll see you then, Sam. So long. Oh, me.
You sound like you was in a spot, Kingfish.
Andy, that was Sam Jackson, the editor of the Marietta paper. Wait till he find out I've been lying to him all of these years and that I ain't a success. I'll be disgraced in my hometown, Andy. Disgraced in my hometown.
Yeah. You sure laid it on heavy, saying Sapphire was a millionaire's daughter. Well, what you gonna do, Kingfish?
Andy, I got one break. With Sapphire working, she won't be around to queer the deal. Now, all I got to do is go up there Thursday night to the party, put on a big front, and Sam will go back to Georgia thinking I'm still a big shot.
Yeah. Getting that job for Sapphire turned out to be the best thing you could have done. With her out of the picture, why, you could even go up there and pose as a multi-millionaire.
I understand this will be $8 a day, Mrs. Stevens.
Miss Smith, I prefer to use my maiden name.
That's right. Miss Smith. Now, this job I'm sending you out on will be anywhere from a week to 10 days. I'm sure, Miss Smith, that you can handle everything to perfection. He's having quite a large party on Thursday night.
Oh, I'm sure I can. I see here I'm to report to Mr. Sam Jackson at the Georgian Arms. Thank you.
I got a big night tonight, a big night. Don't take too much off at the top.
Would you put these in a vase when you get a chance, Miss Smith?
Oh, yes, Mr. Jackson.
Ah, you're doing a wonderful job, Miss Smith. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
Surprised that a girl who can do all this doesn't have a husband for herself.
Well, as a matter of fact, I am married, Mr. Jackson. I have got a husband.
But, Miss Smith...
Well, you see, when I'm working, I use my maiden name, because my husband, he's sort of...
Oh, I understand, Miss Smith. I understand. Well, I see you have everything ready.
Mm-hmm, just about.
You're a wonderful woman, Miss Smith. Wonderful woman. But I'd certainly like to give that husband of yours a piece of my mind. You know, from what you've been telling me about him, he must be the worst sort of a fellow. You working here like this while he loafs around all day? Who is he, anyway?
Well, not that it would matter to you, Mr. Jackson, but his name is...
Oh, it must be our first customer. I'll let them in. Well, hello there.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Little great, Kingfish.
Cane?
You'd better get some more hot hors d'oeuvres from the kitchen, Miss Smith.
Very well, Mr. Jackson. A lovely party, Mr. Jackson.
Well, thank you, dear. Thank you. Well, George, it certainly is good to see you. You look fine, Curly. Just fine.
And you ain't changed a bit either, Sam. Not a bit.
And you haven't changed a bit either. Well, maybe just a little bit, but you sure look prosperous. Come on in. Mr. and Mrs. Potter, this is our guest of honor. Curly, Mr. and Mrs. Potter.
How do you do there?
How do you do? We've heard so much about you.
It's a shame your wife couldn't come to the party.
Oh, well, like the birds come the first cold spell, she wings away south. She done flapped on down to Florida about a week ago.
Come on, Curly, I want you to meet some more people. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'd like you to meet my friend Curly.
How do you do there?
Curly? Come on, Curly.
Yes, and when U.S. Steel went up, I expanded my investment and come out with a hatful.
Is everything all right, Curly?
Oh, everything is perfect. Lovely food, lovely food.
I was very fortunate. I got a fine woman from the employment agency.
Well, you were lucky. Good help is a problem nowadays. We got a downstairs maid who won't go upstairs, and an upstairs maid who won't go downstairs. So we had to hire another maid to stand on the landing and shout orders to the two of them.
Well, running a big house like you do must have its problems. Say, maybe you could use the girl that's working for me over at your place.
Yeah, I can always use another maid, you know, to wait on the butlers.
Oh, Miss Smith. Miss Smith. Would you come here, please? I want you to meet someone. This is my old friend I was telling you about.
Sam, come here. You've got to hear this.
Well, take good care, Curly. Wonderful little woman, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, we had a nice chat. But, Sam, I don't feel so good. I wonder if I could...
Oh, nonsense, Curly. Go on, mingle with the people. Have a good time for yourself. Curly. Why don't you stop being so bashful now? Come on, enjoy yourself.
How do you do that?
Can I help you, Mr. Jackson?
No thanks, but see what my old friend Curly wants.
Curly?
Yes, he just went into the kitchen.
tell you, boys, that was the closest escape ever I had. She missed me by that much.
But wait a minute, Kingfish. What is Mr. Jackson gonna think, you running out like that?
Oh, I wrote him a note this morning apologizing. I told him that I had a sudden attack of acute indigestion, and I just made it to the hospital in time. I told him that I was joining my wife in Florida to recuperate.
Now, that was smart thinking. Now he'll go back to Marietta still thinking you was a big shot.
Yeah, and with Sapphire using her maiden name, there ain't much chance of him getting wise from that end.
Say, Kingfish, is this the same Sam Jackson here in the yearbook?
Sam Wolf Jackson. Yeah, that's him. Sam Wolf Jackson. That's what we used to call him. I forgot about that.
Don Juan and Casanova bow to Sam the Sheik. When flappers scream in terror, it's Sam that makes them shriek.
Oh, sure. I remember Sam. He sure was the latest man, all right.
Yeah, he was the biggest playboy in town. All the gal was crazy about him, too. Good old Wolf Jackson. Why, he'd make a play for anything in skirts. Yeah, I tell you, I remember the time that boy... That boy...
Kingfish, what's wrong?
Fellas, my wife up there working. She up there working for Sam the Wolf.
Now, listen, King. You know Sapphire ain't gonna be interested in no other man. You know that.
I can't take no chances, boys. I can't take no chances.
Well, then why don't you go up there and tell Sam that she's your wife, and that'll settle the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the thing to do.
Yeah, that's the thing to do. I'll tell you. I can't do that, you dummies. Then he'll find out I ain't no millionaire. Oh, me. What is I gonna do when flappers scream with terror? It's Sam that makes them shriek. Oh, no. No.
What situation is this?
The situation I've been telling you about. My wife got a job with this fella, and I think he's gonna make a play for her. What shall I do?
Don't do nothing. Let him suffer the way you have.
Listen, Calhoun, this is the fella I've been telling you about. Wolf Jackson, the fella from my hometown. I can't let him know that Sapphire is my wife. That'll ruin the whole thing.
But now, wait a minute, Kingfish. You don't know this fella's making a play for your wife. You got to get the facts before you act.
Yeah, that's easy enough to say. But how am I going to do it?
Well, I tell you. Watch Sapphire like a hawk. Plant yourself outside this fella's apartment and watch every move they make. Every move they make.
There it is. Watch them. Yeah, I'm going to watch them night and day. That's it. That Jackson Suite way up there on the 6th floor, where all the lights is.
Yeah, it sure is lit up there.
Well, so far, so good. We'll just sit here and wait this thing out.
Yeah.
I'm all finished, Mr. Jackson.
Oh, fine, Miss Smith. Oh, fine. I'm going to give myself a rumba lesson. I want to take all the latest steps back home, you know.
Yes. It's a shame you have to leave so soon. I certainly enjoyed working for you.
I've enjoyed having you with me, Miss Smith. The very best of luck.
Thank you. I'll turn out the lights, and then I'm stopping by the lobby. I have some letters to mail. Good night, Mr. Jackson.
Good night, Miss Smith.
And now without music. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 2, 3, 4. Dip 2, 3, 4. Bow 2, 3, 4. Turn 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Hey, there's someone up there.
Mmm. Sam Jackson. I wonder what he's doing.
I don't know, but I see the football player doing that once, and he was limbering up.
Now, let's try it with our partner. Make sure we have the right position. Right arm around the waist. Left hand high and extended. Now, once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 2.
That sapphire, I know that shape any place.
3, 4.
There goes the hat. That does it. I'm gonna fix this fella Sam Jackson. Andy, I'm going up there and punch him right in the nose. Come on, Andy. Out of my way, lady.
George Stevens!
Sapphire, what is you doing?
Mailing some letters.
Don't try to fool me. You're up there in Sam Jackson's arms.
Yeah, I seen you too.
George Stevens, what you talking about? I was just in the lobby mailing some letters.
So long, Kingfish.
George Stevens, I want an explanation. I should have known you'd come sneaking around here trying to find out where I was working.
Well, honey, you see
And don't give me that crazy laugh you always give when you're in a spot and ain't got no explanation for it. That silly,
but honey...
George Stevens, I'm fed up with you. Now, George Stevens, you know very well you ain't got no cause to be jealous of me.
I don't care, honey. I ain't gonna go through all this again. You ain't working no more.
But, George, I have to. We ain't got no money. You know that.
Listen, Sapphire, if you just don't go out working no more, I'll get a job. I'll take any kind of job, honey. Your place is in the home.
All right, George. As long as you get a job and bring in steady money, I won't go out working no more.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you. Have some more coffee, dear?
Thanks.
Oh, hello, Andy. How is you?
Oh, fine, Amos.
Some of the boys are just telling me that Sapphire ain't going out working no more.
No, Kingfish got a job. He's been working 2 days now. He sure is a jealous fellow, all right.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that the Kingfish doing so well on his new job. That was something, Sapphire getting a job with Sam Jackson.
Yeah, almost upset the apple cart. But at least Sam Jackson never discovered that Kingfish ain't the big shot he'd been saying he was. I understand Jackson's leaving town today. He thinks the Kingfish is down in Florida on his estate.
Yeah. I feel kind of sorry for the Kingfish. But you know, you can't much blame the Kingfish for wanting the folks down in Marietta to think he's a big shot up here. It's just human nature for everybody to want somebody to think that they is important. I guess that's what keeps a lot of us going in life.
Hello, is this the Marietta operator? Now, give me the Chronicle, please. City desk. Hello, Tom. Sam Jackson. No, I'm still up here in New York. I'm calling from the station. My train doesn't leave for 10 minutes. I'll be in Marietta first thing in the morning. And look, I've got a wonderful story for you. A wonderful success story. Old Curly Stevens turned out to be even more successful than we dreamed of. Really a big shot up here. Now, I'll write the story on the way down, but hold the front page for me. Tomorrow morning, the story of George Stevens will be all over that front page. Yeah, fine. Goodbye.
Oh, boy, a cup of coffee, please. Yes, sir. 1 cup of coffee coming up. What?
George Stevens, do you work here?
Well, see, the thing is, what I mean is...